It's not okay to be average, motherfucker. Let's talk about it. Why is it not okay to be average? No, let's break down what I mean by average. Average in the sense that you are settling in life. Doesn't matter what aspect of life that we're talking about, but it's just that you're settling for mediocrity. Like we've talked about before on What the Fuladi, modernity will lead you to mediocrity. So if you gotta watch that video to understand, to let it click about why you're okay with mediocrity, it's most likely because the modern society is telling you that's the way to go. But I'm here to tell you, man, fuck that shit. Fuck trying to be average. Fuck just settling for whatever you can get and not pushing it to the limits of your fullest potential in every key area of life. Mentally, physically, spiritually, financially, economically, socially, whatever the fuck it is, bro. I'm talking about everything blended all together. So if you're picking up what I'm putting down, let's get into it even more. So when you get into this habit of just settling for things and just being okay with the status quo, you are doing yourself a huge disfavor, and you're doing a huge disfavor, my bad, for the people around you. Why? Because you were given certain gifts, talents, skills, purposes, passions that you were meant to max out, like a goddamn video game. If you're only gonna set it to level 70 when you could be at 100, then what are you playing the game of life for? Why I said this is a disfavor to yourself and the people around you is, one, because there's a 1 in 400 million chance, whatever it is, that you were even born. Okay, let that sink in. 1 in 400 million chance. Don't quote me on the exact numbers. It might be even more than that, but that's the chance that you were ever going to be born. And if you get the opportunity to live life here on the physical world as a human being, get to experience the universe as itself within this little body, this little vehicle that you're using throughout your daily life, you should take that as a huge blessing. Now, let's take it a step even further. If you were blessed with the ability to be able to breathe, walk, touch, taste, hear, live, laugh, love, learn, all that stuff, you don't really got any physical ailments, you don't got any mental ailments, you should take that blessing times 2. Why? Because a lot of people out there not only aren't born, as I said, those 399 million other sperm cells basically didn't get the cut. You did. And out of those people, some people have these problems within their lives that they didn't choose, that they just got born into. But if you are able to do the basic things, you got the basic things down, you got a general good foundation of life, bro, this is your chance to just do your due diligence and fulfill your duty by maxing out whatever it is that you have been set to do in life, aka your purpose. And we have many purposes. It's not just one thing. It's fluid. It goes from physical purpose, your mental purpose, your spiritual purpose, your financial purpose, your family purpose, your social purpose. If you're not trying to actually get to the level that you are meant to obtain within these levels, that's selfish, bro. That is selfish behavior. That is fraudulent behavior. And you're just doing, again, like I said, yourself a disfavor. You got the lottery ticket of being able to be alive, to be able to go throughout life and enjoy for what it is. Why not max it out? Why are you settling with just being average? Why are you just okay with the status quo when you know deep down this is not the level that you're okay with? You're deep down, all of us don't want to settle. It's usually programmed into you. Like I said before, modernity leads to mediocrity. Go watch that, trust me. Go watch that video here on What the Fuladi. It's programmed into us to just take whatever we can. And I'm not telling you to be greedy in life. I'm not telling you to just want more and more and more and more. Understand that this is a non-ending cycle. It's going to be going on forever and ever and ever and ever. But you have to shift your mindset to that is the end goal of life, to always be on that cycle of just continually growing and growing and growing, evolving, because the day you stop growing is the day you stop living. Hopefully you guys have heard that quote before, but that shit hits right now. The day you stop growing is the day you stop living. When you stagnate, when you settle, when you're just okay with where you're at in life. In certain areas, yes, you can be like, I want to maintain this. What's the next chapter? What's the next step? If you're just in that ongoing cycle of just doing the same things over and over and over and over and over and over, but you know deep down you want to get to that next level in life, this is your message that you need to hear. You cannot settle with being average because it's not okay. You're doing yourself a huge disfavor. You could be maxing out at 100 in all these different areas, but you're okay with 7s, 70, 60, 50, 40, and it takes time to get 100. Some areas are going to be lacking and you're going to be working on those and getting them up. But if you're okay with just those levels, you're capping off your potential. And now when I said it's a disfavor to others, is because when you improve yourself, you inadvertently help everybody else around you. Why? Because you cannot pour from an empty cup. I talked about this video in one of my Off the Dome talks on the main channel, Fulati Fitness, basically breaking down that you can't help people if you aren't at the level to help them. You cannot pour from an empty cup. But if you're filling yourself up with all these good habits, with all these good practices, because you're not settling with just being average, you then can pour some of your overflowing water, overflowing fluids into other people's areas of life. You inadvertently help them get better, and then they do the same thing. It's a domino effect. So the more people we get to understand that being average is not okay, the more we're gonna be able to affect the entire collective consciousness at whole. So how do you start this process of saying fuck being average? It's not being, oh, I have to get rich as hell, or I gotta get jacked as fuck, even though those are good. It's being a student of the game, always knowing that there's another level, there's another step, there's another mountain to climb. It doesn't have to always be in that certain area of life. Maybe you're at the top of that, but even there's another mountain to go on. You just gotta come down this one and then go look at the rest. If you always stay at the top, you always say, I got it, I'm the best, I'm cool, I'm chilling over here, you never allow yourself to get down the mountain and go see what's next. So take that into account when it comes to actually applying this whole idea of not settling for being average. Next thing, huge key. Know what you want, but more importantly, know what you don't want. Some people out there say like, hey man, I don't know my purpose, I don't know what I want to do in life. Okay, that's so fine. Let's talk about what you don't want in life, where you don't want to settle out in life, where you don't want to just be like, okay, I'm just gonna take this because this is the best I can do. Think about that. What are the things that you don't want to do in life? What are the things that you like, just honestly, it would be like self-sabotage to just do these types of things, to just live in this type of way, but you're being forced by some forces outside of you. Maybe it's just society, maybe it's just the people around you, etc., etc. Think about that. Sit down after this video. If you don't know what you want in life, this is a great practice to understand what it really is by jotting down the things and actually connecting the dots of the things that you don't want in life. Because what you do want in life, the potential is limitless. It's kind of hard sometimes to be like, I want this, and that. And we're not talking about a greedy want. It's what does your soul want? What will nourish your soul? What will nourish the path that you've been laid out on life? What is within alignment to that? And then, like I said, there's just a lot of things out there. So if you pinpoint the things that you don't want, it'll give you the first couple of stepping stones you need to eventually figure out the path for you if you haven't. And eventually, when you figure out that path, the path will make turns, make lefts, rights, ups, downs, forwards, backwards. But you always got to remember the things that you don't want in life, the things that you don't want to be settling out in life. And that should be not being average. You don't want to be average. You don't want to be, okay, I just want to be super famous, blah, 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 rich, blah, 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 jack, all that stuff, just for the sake of it. You're doing it because you have a duty to fulfill to max out your potential in all areas of life. Because you don't know when the day is that you're going to go, and you don't want to go out sad, and you don't want to go out mad. You want to go out glad, knowing that you put it all on the line, you put it all on the court, on the field of life, that you honestly just gave it all you had. And if you couldn't max it out, so be it, bro. At least you gave it a shot. At least you died trying. You don't want to go out and be like, damn, bro, I just settled. I just did what everyone else was doing just because I thought that was the status quo. I just did whatever everybody else told me because I thought that would just be it. This is bot mindset. This is bot behavior. Use your own brain. God gave you for a reason. What do you want in life? And more importantly, what do you not want in life? When you got those two down and you understand that you got one go at this, you've been gifted with the blessing of life, and you understand that if I do this, I'm gonna help out other people. It's not selfish. Even though we are self-centered as humans, our egotistical, animalistic nature, we care about the self, you can turn that into an advantage by being selfish to eventually be selfless. Come on, man, reverse engineering. Come on, let's get it, bro. Biological, neurological, just twist and turn and leverages, bro. You can shift things around with the law of polarity just like that. Shout out to the Hermeticism. We'll get into that video on the main channel pretty soon, so stay tuned for that. But yes, sir, dog. Yes, sir. You do not want to live a life where inevitably you go out thinking, I just settled. You might have lived a half-decent life, but it isn't the life that you were meant to live. It wasn't the things that you were meant to do, because you capped off your potential just by being average, just by being okay with being average. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Get out in the field, get out in the flesh, like I'm doing right here on What the Fulati, because you already know what it is. Dropping out that game. You guys can make these gains. And I'm out of here. Peace.